3 days. It's only been 3 days since I told her I'm filing for divorce. 14 years collapsed into one sentence. 14 years of gaslighting, manipulation, silence, yelling, guilt trips, and cold beds, all coming to a screeching end with that one quiet declaration. And even now, on day 3, I still feel like I'm stepping out of some kind of fog. Like I'm waking up from a very long, very calculated dream. She didn't believe me at first. She smirked, laughed even, like I was playing some kind of joke. Like she still had control of the strings. Like I was still her puppet. But the notary is almost done. The paperwork is real. I'm not bluffing. And this time, I'm not coming back. I blocked her number the same night I told her. I had to. My hands were shaking when I did it. It felt dramatic, even childish. But it was survival. For months, hell, for years, my phone has been the leash she tugged when she wanted attention, obedience, or someone to blame. Blocking her felt like cutting off oxygen to that toxic connection. But she found a workaround. She started texting me from our daughter's phone. Pretending to be our daughter. Playing dumb. Hi daddy, when are you coming home? Only, our daughter doesn't talk like that. So I asked her, calmly. And my little girl, bless her, told the truth. Mom asked to borrow my phone yesterday. The betrayal was so subtle and so violating. Using our child like that. Weaponizing innocence. And still, she'll say I'm the one destroying the family. Still, she'll call herself the victim. She worked late last night. I knew she'd be coming home around midnight. I kept the door to the guest room shut. Locked. She walked into the house and into our bedroom. Hers now, really, then changed. I heard the heels on the floor. That familiar click meant to turn heads. She walked past my door on purpose. She stood there, knocked, whispered my name, soft, sultry, like we were newlyweds. Like the last 2 years of zero intimacy never happened. Like she hadn't rejected every touch, scoffed at every attempt to connect. Like she hadn't made me feel invisible for months. She tried to seduce me. I didn't open the door. This was never about love. It was about power. Now that she knows I'm serious, really serious, she's flipping through the manipulation playbook. Emotional guilt. Tried it. Using the kid. Check. Seduction. Classic. What's next? Accusations. Threats. Fake apologies. Probably all of them. But I've seen behind the curtain now. I can't unsee it. I need to rewind. To explain why this time is different. Why I'm finally doing what she never thought I'd do. It was Christmas Eve, 2023. We were supposed to host family. I decorated the tree. Bought gifts for everyone. Tried to be the glue again. Tried to hold the cracks together. Then she told me she was divorcing me. Just like that. No discussion. No warning. She was smiling when she said it. Like she was free. Like she'd won something. She posted on social media that night. New life coming soon. Big changes in 2024. I was gutted. But a week later, she changed her tune. She started saying she loved me. Started hugging me. Even tried to kiss me. And I, like a fool, thought maybe she was having second thoughts. Maybe we could fix it. Maybe the years we had weren't just a lie. But it was never about love. It was about leverage. She never intended to follow through. She just wanted to see how far she could bend me. And when I bent far enough, she dropped the divorce talk like it never happened. I've been living in an emotional pressure cooker ever since. Let me be blunt. My wife is a therapist. Trained, credentialed, smart, articulate. And for a long time, I thought I had hit the jackpot. Who better to understand me? Who better to build a life with? What I didn't realize What I refused to admit for years was that she used those skills like weapons. Emotional intelligence became manipulation. Reflection became gaslighting. Boundaries became control. If I brought up how lonely I felt, she'd say I was being needy. If I cried, she'd call me unstable. If I wanted sex, she'd call me entitled. She pathologized my every feeling until I believed I was broken. It was never a marriage. It was a diagnosis. I stopped recognizing myself. I shrank, lost confidence, avoided friends, stopped talking to my family. And when I looked in the mirror, all I saw was a shell of the man I used to be. The wake-up moment wasn't loud. It didn't come with shouting or slamming doors. It came in silence. It was one night in March. She came home from work and walked right past me. Didn't ask about my day. Didn't say hello. Just walked into the bedroom and closed the door. I sat on the couch, alone, listening to the hum of the fridge. And I remember thinking, I'm not married. I'm imprisoned. That's when I started planning. Quietly, carefully. I talked to a lawyer, found a notary, created a new email, got a post office box. It felt like I was planning an escape. Because I was. I woke up today and looked in the mirror for longer than usual. My eyes look clearer. Still tired, sure, but clearer. Like something is starting to leave my body. Something heavy. Maybe it's the years of guilt. Of believing I was never good enough. Maybe it's the part of me that accepted her version of me over my own. Maybe it's the quiet beginning of self-respect. She didn't text today. Not from our daughter's phone. Not from anywhere. Silence. And instead of anxiety, I felt peace. Small peace, but peace nonetheless. It was the first day in years I didn't walk on eggshells. And that's worth everything. It started this morning. Screenshots began trickling in from friends. From people I hadn't spoken to in months. Messages saying, hey, just wanted to give you a heads up. She's posting about you. I opened Instagram. Her story lit up with vague quotes like, some men can't handle strong women, and, when you start shining, they try to dim your light. She didn't use my name. But she didn't have to. Everyone knows who she's talking about. The comments rolled in like an army. Stay strong, Queen. You deserve better. He was always jealous of you. It hit me harder than I expected. Not because it was true, but because it was so false. And she knows how to sell a narrative. She knows how to be the hero. She's been practicing it for years. This is her world. Words, stories, perception. She's a master at curating her image. And I'm the villain now. The abuser. The insecure husband who couldn't handle her success. That's the story she's telling. What she won't say is how she screamed at me for not doing the dishes at midnight. Or how she'd spend hours on her phone and ignore our daughter. Or how she told me, I was lucky she even married me. But I won't defend myself online. I won't post screenshots. Because my truth doesn't need a filter. It just needs time. And the people who matter, they're reaching out. They see through the fog. They remember who I was before I got small. This part hurts. But it's necessary. Smear campaigns don't work forever. Truth outlives noise. Tonight, after dinner, I sat down with my daughter. Just the two of us. No phones. No distractions. Just a quiet couch and a couple of orange sodas. She looked nervous. She's seen the tension. Felt the energy. Kids always do. They sense the undertow long before the waves crash. I said, you can ask me anything. Or say anything. I'm listening. And she did. She asked if we were really getting a divorce. I told her the truth. She asked if it was her fault. I told her absolutely not. I told her it was grown-up stuff, stuff between her mom and me, but that it had nothing to do with her. She nodded, then looked down. I heard Mom crying. She said you were leaving because you don't love us anymore. That broke me. I held it together for her, but inside I was boiling. That her mother would say that. That she'd use our daughter's heart as a battlefield. I told her this: sweetheart, there's nothing in this world that could make me stop loving you. I'm not leaving you. I'm leaving a situation that made me sad. I want to be the best dad I can be, and I couldn't do that while I was hurting all the time. She nodded again, came closer, put her head on my shoulder. And in that moment, I knew, this is why I'm doing it. Not just for me, for her. So she grows up knowing what not to accept. So she sees a man who stood up and walked out of a toxic place instead of staying and becoming bitter, broken, or worse. Just like it. I'm not teaching her to hate her mom. I never will. But I am teaching her to value truth, peace, and courage. This divorce is not the end of her story. Or mine. It's the beginning of both of ours. The morning was unusually still. No buzzing phones. No cryptic social posts. No knocks at the door. It was the kind of quiet that usually unnerved me, used to mean the next storm was brewing. But today, it felt different. Not like the eye of a hurricane. More like the slow inhale before something sacred. I reviewed the paperwork again. Line by line. Every signature. Every notarized page. 14 years of entanglement distilled into a packet of forms. The legalese looked like a foreign language, but I understood the spirit behind every line: freedom, protection, clarity. Tomorrow I file. The courthouse is ready. My nerves are too. There's anxiety, sure, but also a strange steadiness. A sense of completion. She tried once more this afternoon. Showed up with takeout, my favorite. Claimed she wanted to talk, to clear the air. I didn't open the door. I watched her from the window instead. Still dressed to impress. Still playing the same old game. But I don't live in that theater anymore. I'm not acting in her script. I'm writing my own now. Tomorrow, the paperwork becomes official. The gears begin turning. But today, I'm embracing the quiet. Drinking it in. Letting it settle in my chest like warm light. The hardest part isn't leaving. It's believing you deserve to. And I finally do.